All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Let's see, can we do this? There we go. Look at me. I'm the Old Humble guy. This is the Old Humble Distilling Company's day in the life behind the scenes. You can see behind me, I've got pretty much the ceiling put in. I've got my walls over here beside me. I'm at my bar. I am actually in my bar right now. This is not quite where the bar is going to be located. It's going to be a few inches further back. Um, but if I show you real quick what's going on over here, there, everything's working, everything's functioning properly. That right there, that track right there on the ground is going to be where that's going to be the back end of my tasting room and bar space. So that wall right there, not that one, not the far one, this one close, the close one right here, that's going to be where my wall is. And I think this will be moved back about probably 6 inches, give or take. Yeah, we'll be moved back about 6 inches. And this backwards stepping for the bar about 6 inches is going to put us close enough. It'll have the bar out of the way. The whole room will be available over there. Once we get the electrical in, the electrician comes in on Tuesday. Once we get the electrical put in, we put in the panels, and then this room is going to be considered. It'll be considered fully functional, not quite finished. We need to put in 3 doors, 2 big bay doors, and 2 small doors, so 4 doors altogether. But there you go. I am, as I said before, the Old Humble guy. I'm the owner and operator and purveyor of fine whiskeys. This is my whiskey. You see it over here, my whiskey. It is delicious. I wouldn't lie to you, but I also don't have my shot glass near me. But we are going to take a quick word from our sponsor and then move on with the show.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
Get yours today, indeed. That's the wrong button. Here we go. This one? Yeah, that's me. What's up, homies and homettes? All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and plug in some lights over here. I was going to just skip that, but it's a little darker than I thought. So let's address that issue. Give them a little power strip over here. I'm going to put it over here off to the side. Then I'm going to get my lights for the shop. What did I do with them? I thought I put them over here. I guess not. Okay. I guess not. Ah, snot. Snot's funny. Because I'm a 9th grader in a grown-up's body. Let's see here. If I put that there. So, I've already tacked the wall track, the bottom track, to the ground. Those are blue lights. I don't want blue. I want brighter, whiter lights. Is that bright enough? Can y'all see? Oh, I'm going to make brighter lights out of that. So I tacked the... Is that better? Y'all see okay over here now? Yeah, y'all can see okay. So I've already glued this down. This is solid on the ground. It's not going anywhere. See okay? Does it work out? Can we see fine? Yeah, we see good enough. And I've already cut the wall studs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my first stud here and my other stud. I'm going to put my first stud here and anchor it in. Then I'm going to put my wall stud, my second wall stud over here. And it's not really going to go anywhere because it's going to lean against the ceiling. And then I'm going to bring in my top plate and anchor it in and tie it in over there. And I need to anchor this to the ceiling a little bit so that it doesn't wobble. I haven't really given a lot of thought into how I'm going to do that because it should be right on this support right here. So maybe it's just maybe I just pop that wall segment up and drill down with a screw through that support segment. Maybe I do it through a roof panel. I don't know. I haven't quite decided on that yet. But it is definitely going to be anchored all across the floor and all the way up here. The only thing that's not really going to be anchored is this fourth corner. And I haven't figured out how to solve that problem yet. But I will. I'll figure it out soon enough. But now it's just time to get going. Let's do this thing. Roll this beautiful bean footage. All right. Now, as I said, this is the last segment of my wall. So for those of y'all who have followed the journey from the beginning, from day one, who's here? Hi, cheers. Sultan of Things 1814. Holy shit. Cheers, man. Welcome to the party. I don't think I've had a Sultan in chat prior to today, and this is an honor. I'm down for it. So, I'm going to get this nice and tight to this stud right here, and then put a couple of screws into that stud to make sure it stays where it needs to be. And also, a reminder, I am not what you would consider an expert at this stuff. Actually, I need to do the bottom first, don't I? I need to anchor the bottom before I anchor the top, because I need to make sure it's plumb, and I do have a level to make sure of that so that I can do that. So I should probably get my tools. But anyway, as I've said, I've repeatedly said, and will continue to insist, and you will be able to clearly see, no doubt, as I continue this process, I am not an expert at anything related to this stuff. It's not quite anchored yet. The glue is still soft. And I don't have my gloves on. Where are my gloves? I don't want to shred my fingers with the metal. That would be bad. The lighting's okay, yeah? The lighting's okay enough, I guess. I could put a couple more lights in if I really wanted to. But if I put the lights over here, they'd be pointing into the camera, and we don't want that. So it's just how it's going to have to be. Mostly so that I can see well enough to do stuff. I do have a framer's square here, and I will keep that. This, a nice right angle to make sure that I'm not screwing things up when I screw things in. Very important that I don't throw things out of square. Because I don't need it to be square. This isn't a structural wall by any stretch. It is a decorative wall, 100% decorative. It's not structural at all. But I do want it to be done well. That would be a nice touch for my final wall to have been done well. I mean, all the others have been done okay. And when my ceiling guy came in, he anchored my walls to the ground with proper anchoring bolts. Which was a nice touch to be able to have that anchored and done proper. What I was planning on doing is waiting until the waiting until the ceiling was put in order to anchor the floors to the ground, because I figured the ceiling would be the thing to make sure everything was square. And if I anchored everything into the ground and it wasn't quite square, then I would be paying for that mistake forever and ever and ever. That's something that I wouldn't have been able to fix after the fact. I guess I need to leave this here just to make sure it stays square. That could be my reference guide to make sure it stays square. Ugh. Okay. Dad grunt getting up. That was pleasant, wasn't it? All right, now I got one more screw I want to put in while this stays plumb. Make sure it's plumb. Fun fact, the difference between level and plumb. Level is horizontal. Plumb is vertical. And plumb is a term that is borrowed from the Romans and from the Romans and from plumbing. It comes from the discipline of plumbing, and it is a term borrowed from or taken from the Romans, gifted by the Romans, I guess. And it literally is derived from the Latin term for lead, which is what the Romans originally used for their plumbing lines, for their water delivery systems and waste removal systems. Right about, should be right there. There we go. That's going to hold that in. That is exactly where it needs to be. Yeah. I'll put another couple of screws in there to keep it nice and tight. Double check my plumb. But the Latin word for lead is plumbus or something like that. And dead on center, a perfect vertical wall. Hot damn. Okay. And we're still square on, we still have a 90 degree at the base. Beautiful. Sorry. Beautiful. That's where the camera is. Keep forgetting the camera's here because my computer's right here. Okay. Next up is my far wall piece, which is this one right here. And I measured this so that it would be about a 1/4 inch down from the ceiling. About a 1/4 inch down from the ceiling. So it's not gonna, well, it might tumble a little bit. But that'll be fixed when I put the top piece on. When I put the cap piece on, it's not going to go anywhere because it is just really close to touching up there, which is perfect, exactly where it needs to be. And I do have a piece of lumber that I want to put down on that track somewhere over here. I have a 4-foot piece of lumber, there it is, that I wanted to put down in the track so that I could walk over it and help compress that glue and make that glue stick a little bit quicker. My 2x4 for framing purposes. There we go. Put a couple 100 pounds of pressure down there. There we go. Now, I've said before, and I'll say again, this is where I'm going to have the china cabinets. I have a china cabinet here, a china cabinet there. I've measured them. They are a combined 5 feet 4 inches. This wall is 5 feet 6 inches. I'm sorry, this wall is 6 inches altogether. 6 feet, damn it, is a 6-foot wall. So there's going to be a few inches of leeway on either side. But I'm going to run the china cabinets right up to the edge, so there'll be a little gap in the middle for, you know, boxes and junk and stuff. I'm going to leave that there so I don't trip over this as I walk back and forth. But everything in here is getting a little bit cramped. I've got barrels. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 16, 17, 18, plus 6 more, 24. I got a shit ton of 25. I got a shit ton of barrels in here right now, which is a lot for my small little operation. That's a lot of barrels. That's a lot of stuff to have floating around in here. But that also means I got a lot of inventory, which is a super duper exciting thing to have for a small distillery, because that means I can make a lot of sales coming into this new year, which is super duper exciting. Come on. Get you in your right spot. All right. You're in your right spot. Let's go. That's bad. All right. So what happened was I put the screw in, then the screw flexed my stud here, and the flexing on the stud caused it to fall over, which is not good, not ideal at least, but it did not affect the baseboard. At least I don't think it affected the baseboard. It doesn't look like the baseboard has moved any. It has not. Okay. I have a clamp, but it's way over there, and I don't want to mess with that right now. So I'm going to try again, and then if I fail again, then I will try a third time with the clamp. Perfect. Now to the other side. It should be okay. There's my screw. All right. I am not as mobile. I mean, you know, I could be doing this bending over. I'm not that immobile. I'm fine. But man, I saw those guys working in here doing the sealing. Man, those guys they're limber. The fuck? You going the right way? Yeah. Okay. I'm doing it ass backwards is what I'm doing. I am right-handed. I'm trying to do this with my left hand, and it's not working. I don't care what they say. Doing it with your left hand is not exotic and strange. It's just weird and uncomfortable. Oops. Did I miss? Yep. And I'm moving my base plate here. Come on back up. All right, let's try this with the right fucking hand, so I don't look and sound like an idiot. I mean, look and sound like an idiot doing this. All right. Let's do it right. Stay. Why aren't you going in? What are you doing wrong? There we go. That got you where you need to go. Now, since you flexed a little bit and moved out of square, let's get you down here back to square. There we go. Square as Urkel. There we go. Square as Urkel. Did we get it? There. Now. All right. So that's the first most important thing, is to make sure that we got that done. And we do. We got the wall, the base plate, everything's set. It is square. Whoops. And it is set. Exactly square. Beautiful. All right. Ah. All right. Stand on it. Get it down. Get it down. Get it down. Who else? Oh, hell. There's a whole lot of people here. Cheers, guys. I'm sorry. I'm being a bad host. Paying for that mistake for use an honest to God plumb bob. Learn to use a aircraft manual. I am not using a plumb bob, but I am using a proper level with a plumb indicator. So no, not using a plumb bob. Cheers, Jigs. Cheers, Bacon, and cheers, Sultan of all things. 18. Is that 1814? 1814. Awesome. But yeah. If this isn't, if I still haven't fixed the fucked up corner on my bathroom, I'm still going to be paying for that mistake for a while until I figure out how to fix it. So what I need to do with the bathroom, the bottom corner, one stinking corner of the bathroom is not square. And it's the corner where the door connects. So, like, it matters. All right, that's anchored down at the bottom. It is square. What else do we need to anchor? One more anchor may be right. Here, just to make sure it knows who its daddy is. Speaking of who's your daddy, how about them Astros? How about them fucking Astros? Jose Altuve coming up clutch with a big 3-run bomb in the top of the ninth to fuck the Rangers. God, I love baseball. I love baseball, especially love baseball when the Astros are winning and doing good. But I love baseball in general. It is the most perfect sport. It is the most perfect sport in all of the history of the world. And if you don't agree with that statement, that's fine. That's fine. You are simply wrong. And that's how that is. Like, you don't have to agree with that. Like, you have your prerogative to think whatever it is you want to think. Everybody is allowed to be wrong. You don't need my permission to be wrong. God knows there's enough of you out there that are just wrong all the time without me telling you you're wrong. You're just blissfully wrong about all kinds of dumb crap. Like, barbecue's not a verb. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Barbecue is a verb. In fact, it's a verb, a noun, and an adjective. Yeah. And that's a fact. That is a fact that is indisputable, whether you want to dispute it or not. You are welcome to dispute it, but that does not make you doesn't make you right to dispute something that's so painfully and obviously true. Get in there. There we go. All right, you stay right where you're at. Like, for example, I barbecued, as past tense, barbecued, last past tense. That makes it a verb. I barbecued a chicken. And yes, you can barbecue chicken at the barbecue that I invited my family and friends to. And I put barbecue sauce on it after it came off the grill because that really brought the flavors together. There. See? It described a sauce. A type of meal. Stay. A sauce. A type of meal. And an action. Barbecued, barbecue, and put barbecue sauce on the barbecue. Noun, verb, and adjective. These things are possible. I see the potential workings of a major problem if I don't figure out how to anchor this thing to the ceiling. I do know how to use a plumb bob, by the way. It's just a string with a weight on it. The weight historically is lead. Traditionally. But I don't think they do lead weights anymore. They probably do steel or something cheap and easy and abundant that's not toxic. But it's possible they may still do lead. I don't know. I'm not their boss. They can do whatever they want. Really. That is a little bit off. The side flexed in just a little bit when I hit it, so it's not perfectly square, but that's not going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem if that works that way, though. Okay, I got to adjust my ladder, I think. Do I? Let's see here. What are the odds that I bust my ass? I'm putting these studs 24 inches apart. I'm not going to 16 that I've done with the other studs. These are going to be 24 because it's not a structural wall. It's purely decorational. Decorational? Decorative. It's purely decorative. Today would have been the day to wear my kilt. It's beautiful out here. Yeah, put a little bead of caulk right there probably. Should do the trick. All right. And I'm only going to have 2 more studs to put in. But first things first is making sure that I got the outer beams put in where they're supposed to be so that the wall is nice and square, nice and straight, nice and rectanguloid, as walls are supposed to be. Ugh. But yeah, that bathroom wall is a problem that I have yet to figure out how to fix. I don't know how I'm going to fix it because it's adhered to the ground. I got to get the adhesive up. I got to get the adhesive up and then just kind of forcibly shift the wall. Forcibly shift the wall to put it back into place. All right. We are 100% square. I think. Let me double check my base. Calm down, guys. It's just my butt. That's good. We're squared. All right. So that's that. Well, that's that, I guess. Now I just mark 24 inches from the walls. Put in my two. Put one in there, one in there. That'll be 48 inches to this one and 2 feet for this one. I could cut them in 3-foot sections, but I'm not going to have a 3-foot stud. I'm going to have a 4-foot stud and a 6-foot stud. So I'm going to cut it that way. And then that last stud, that last stud's a 2-footer, so it can go on both, or the last bit's a 2-footer. So I guess I could put one here and one over there. And then the 4-foot one would be here. And then a little bitty piece. I've got little bitty scrap pieces laying around all over the place. So yeah, let me get my marking pen to mark my 2-foot points. There's that. My tape measurer. There it is. If we didn't have to play the game. Where's my tape measure? Because I knew where my tape measure was this time. I had just used it, so I knew where it was. Get you up out of the way. Now it's going to be 4 feet on center. I'm going 24 inches on center. I'm not going from the edge like I had been. I'm going to go right on center. So we go 24 inches here. That's going to be on center. And 48 inches right here. That's going to be on center. Same thing on this side. Actually, I just screwed this up. It does need to be from the very edge. Does it? No. It needs to be a 1/4 inch in. Yeah. Or a 1/2 inch in. There you go. 1/2 inch in. So 24 and a half on center. Right there. Yeah, we're good. And then 48 on center. Right there. We're good. So if I did it right, who's here? Don't forget to subscribe. There's nothing like whiskey with a chaser or power tools. That is right. Hey, cheers, Milkman's kid. Yeah, actually, this is okay. So we are in my tasting. You're literally watching me build my distillery. Frequently on these day in the life things, I'll be doing bottling my whiskey, distilling the whiskey, filtering the whiskey, labeling bottles. Today we are building the tasting room. Right here is the bar. Behind the camera, let me see if I can turn it around without losing the feed. Because sometimes I lose the feed when I turn the camera around. This is the tasting room. It's unfinished, as you can see. But over there, underneath that window, is going to be the home of our in-house happy hour and podcasts. We're going to have tables splayed out around here. That's also where we'll have our performances, live performances, DJ, burlesque, bands. It's going to be about a 10-foot stage. Let me come over here and show you. So the stage is going to go to right about here, give or take, and 3 feet, 3 feet, 3, right about here. This is about the width and depth of the stage. So we'll have plenty of room for for a duet, maybe a trio. We're not going to have a full big band. If we're going to have a full big band, we're going to put the stage outside. Um, but yeah, that's what we're doing here. I'm literally building building the distillery. We are building a business from, well, not quite from scratch, but very close. This wall is being built from scratch. And as soon as I'm done with this wall, you're damn right, I'm chasing it down with a nice shot of Boomtown Bourbon, our signature whiskey, our signature bourbon, as the Italians would say. Actually, I don't know what if the Italians would say that, because I don't think they have signature bourbons. But yeah, it's those the shows that we're going to do with the bands. They're either going to be members. I don't know if they're going to be. They're definitely going to be members only chat. We may do a series of live music that are members only shows for live music. But I haven't decided what the whole performing program is going to be, but I'm working on it. We're working on it. We're thinking about what's coming next. Actively thinking about what's coming next. I just haven't. I've had some more important stuff to do lately. But I am talking with a local comedian named Jody Summers, who is a local Humble area comedian, about doing a podcast with me. I did not measure the tops, but that's okay. I get this marked on bottom, put in place on bottom. I just need to make sure it's plumb, a vertical, when I screw it in on top. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it matters. The measurement doesn't matter necessarily, just that it's actually plumb and vertical. So I will focus on that when it comes time to do that. All right, we got you in your spot. This bothers me a lot. I gotta figure out a way to anchor that up there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put a dollop of liquid nail right there on that cross beam. So y'all can't see it, but it's wavy like this. See that? It's wavy like this. So I should have a light right here. I'm gonna get a light and put it right there on the bar, so it'll shine over there, off camera, but bright enough to solve all the problems that I'm having with the light. Because y'all should be able to see my beautiful face, right? A curse upon your house for seeing my beautiful face. Let's see here. If I put this here, it won't even. Whoops! It won't reach. But moving this to here. Oops. Moving this to here should make it so that that can go there, and this can reach to here. Will it work? Will it float? Oh, let's see here. Let's make it a bright white light. Whew. Also, don't look at the lights when you turn them on. I do have contractor lights. That didn't really help a lot, did it? I do have contractor lights. Help a little? It helped a little. Just a little. It's fine. But I don't want to get those out because I am lazy. Oh yeah, so lazy. The doors will be the last thing to go in. Partly because of money and partly because of lazy. Did I not make marks on this side? The fuck? I put the mark on the inside, didn't I? God damn, I'm an idiot. Okay. Come on. There we go. I do have a way to solve this idiotic problem. I have a couple of ways to solve this idiotic problem. All right, y'all ready to take your... Where is my tape measure? Oh, fuck, there it is. Here's my tape measure. Was it on screen? It was. God damn it. Okay. All right. 24 inches on center. Let's go. Perfect. Oops. Also, you know what? I'm going to do my other thing too, just to make sure I don't screw it up because I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm not doing it proper. I have a framer's square that I'm going to put over the strut here, the track, to make sure it is square as well. Yeah. And that's where it needs to be. All right. Exactly where I thought it should be. Come on, motherfucker. There we go. That is square at exactly 24 inches, about 24 and a half from the edge, actually. And that will be, this one should go about an inch, 3 inches. Yep. Where's my mark? Oh, there it is. My marking tool. We'll do this proper on this side, because I am not always a complete and total idiot. 24 inches right there. 24 inches right here. Did I even measure it right the first time? Nope, I did not. There we go. I'm off by about a half inch. All right. Okay, let's get you. All right. I am the very model of a modern major general. I do possess the knowledge, both something and a mineral. Not entirely sure why. Rogers and Hammerstein are currently going through my head, but it is what it is. I'm not terribly upset about it. Could be worse. All right, are we still square? We are. That makes me happy. All right, 4 more screws, and then a dollop of liquid nails up there, and then I'll come over here and we'll have a drink. Are we frozen? No, we're not frozen. Good. The video card has been working quite well lately. I am pleased about that. I don't have a new computer. It's just operating well. I think there was an update that was going on that was causing all the problems that I was having before. I think, but I don't know for sure. That is a button. The bubble's in the middle. Over here. Make sure the bubble stays in the middle. I see a mark that will keep it there. There we go. Damn it to hell. Or as Merlin would say, blow me to Bermuda. Merlin! Merlin! Where's Bermuda? And Archimedes is all like, oh, it's an island in the New World. It hasn't been discovered yet. And actually, in the time of King Arthur, which medieval Europe, I guess, is what it was. So, yeah. I guess I could just have marked it. Bermuda may not have been permanently settled by American Indians. North American Indians, I mean, not like the Sioux. All right. So these bars are also 24 inches across. These, can y'all see? Y'all can't see me up here. The ceiling tiles are 24 inches. So if I keep them in line with the ceiling tiles, I keep it pretty plumb. And it is within a half inch of dead on dick. I'll tilt y'all up so you can see what I'm doing up there. There it is. That's what I'm doing up there. Yeah, so these tiles are all 2 feet across. So you can kind of see I'm a little bit off on this one. This one's not quite, this is a little bit more than 2 feet from the wall, but this gets it right on at the 24-inch mark. That's squared up right there. This was plumb when I looked at it. Is it still plumb? Yeah, it's still plumb. So we're good. I'm satisfied with that. I'm satisfied with everything up here right now. And all the other walls, I put them on the ground and lifted them up into place. This is the only one that I've built in place. And I'm doing it specifically because I want to make sure it stays square. Then I can glue it up there, which is the last step. I guess I could have just done it on the ground. I didn't have to do it up top. But I kind of wanted to do one wall correctly, you know. Because that, as from what I've read and what I understand, the proper process, the proper technique is to lay your bottom track, lay your top track, and hang your studs from the top track at, every 48 inches. I'm not sure this lighting is worth a damn. The lighting on the other side is definitely better. All right. Last 2 screws. There we go. And finally, oh, there we go. All right. We are bolted in. The wall is in. Okay. So now, the only thing left for me to do is to anchor it over here and in the middle. And that's going to be a simple function of liquid nails. And I'm just going to anchor it over here on the edge. I'm not even going to bother anchoring in the middle. Because I don't need to anchor it in the middle. I just need to anchor it on the edge. I think I'm going to anchor it in the middle anyway because the ladder's already here. All right. Put a little dollop there. Just a little dollop will do you. There we go. Smoosh it around there. Do that one there. There we go. Clean that off. All right. And then on the end. And now, eventually, like in the next 3 days, eventually, I'm going to have my display cabinets brought in here. Yeah, after I put the panel on here, I'll bring my display cabinets, which are China cabinets. I mean, that's all they are. You know, let's not be bougie about it. They're China cabinets. And then I do have one more little chunk in the wall that I want to fix real quick while I'm here, and I got the gun to fix it with. I cut a chunk out of the wall, and then I moved where I was going to put the wall over by a ½ inch, and I want to put that chunk back in, and I will clean it up a little bit more with caulk and compound mud when it comes time to do that. But right now, I just want to take this chunk here and smoosh it in there. Perfect. 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 All right. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, construction is complete, with the exception of one thing that is remaining to be done. This thing off my eyes. All right. Come sit down. Join my adoring fans with a picture-in-picture shot. There we go. Let's go here. Pick and pick. That's good. We'll do this one right here. Mostly me, a little bit of that. Good. All right. So what's left to do, you ask? Wow, only one thing left to do. No job is ever done without a job well done drink. So cheers to you. It's Friday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's officially the time I'm supposed to be closing my tasting room. If it were open. Which technically it is. Whenever I'm here, it's open. It's just not, open to we don't have published hours yet. Our published hours are 5 to 9. Excuse me. I need to get this cough out of my throat. That'll do. Okay. But yeah, it's 9 o'clock. This is about the time that I would be closing up shop and getting ready to go home. Or starting up our after hours show. Let me get my cup of water. Can't just walk back here. Actually, this might be where the bar actually goes. If the China cabinet goes out that far, that may be exactly how far out it needs to be. which is perfect. It's a perfect location for it. I was just kind of going to try and move it back a little bit to get it out of the way. We kind of recessed from the bar or from the tasting room, you know. So the bar would be there, but like over the horizon type of things. We'll have me a little water. And then I'm going to go home shortly because I have pizza waiting for me. And pizza, as much as I like you folks, pizza is better. Pizza's delicious. Pizza's fantastic. I have myself a little light up. What's here? I got a light above me, a light back there in the hallway. I'm going to have 2 lights in the tasting room over there. This is going to shape up to be a nice little thing if I survive it. Who knows if I survive. But yeah, we've been on for just a little bit over an hour. According to my little analytical thing here, my duration has been a little bit more, just under an hour. We got about an hour and a half of people joining us on the show. That's cool. Memberships are available. We have memberships available, which will give you members-only chat and members-only programs. Once we have about 10 or 15 members, I'll start doing members-only programs. Well, more than 10 or 15 members, probably. Well, yeah, 10 or 15 members. We do members-only programs where we do concerts. We want to do the concerts with members only, just in case the people performing decide they want to do a cover or a tribute or a song inspired by another performer. There is one particular licensing company that is just a bitch, and they will fucking harass you to no end. If you get a copyright strike, they start bothering you immediately. Like, oh, I hate for something to happen. They had secret shoppers coming out to my shop when we were doing the Friday nights live, and they'd sit there and harass me. They'd contact me the next week, say, hey, I saw you did live music. You want to pay for your license? It costs you $1,000 a year to do live music. And one time it was $1,000 a month. I told them they could suck my dick. And that's when I started telling the performers, you can only do originals. You can only do originals on our Friday nights live. You can only do originals, only do original music. And every once in a while they try and slip one in, and then we'd get the show would get flagged, and then they wouldn't be able to do the show. And then I'd yell at them. Like one group I didn't even pay. They were like, y'all can't do your originals. They're like, okay, or you can only do your originals. Like, okay, we'll only do originals. And then they immediately started playing covers. And I'm like, guys, yeah. I got to take it off the air. We're gonna get dropped. You can't find their show on my channel, and they didn't get paid. Called breach of contract. Even if it was a verbal contract. But yeah, so we've done 50 foot by 17 by 27 by 20, 27 here, 9 over there, and my office. You can see that behind me. There's a second wall. There's this wall here. There's this wall here. And then the second wall back there, that's the wall to my office. That's where all the sexing happens. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's my office back there where that window is. There's a big wall. There's a big door on that office, just like there's a big door on my tasting room down the way. So, we've got everything. Everything's put together. It's just super duper exciting. I'm literally seeing the fruits of my labor. It's been about 2 weeks of putting this shit together. It took me about a week to build the walls, 5 days specifically to build all the walls. The ceiling guy put it in a day. The electrician guy is going to put it in, and he's going to be here on Monday. Put it in a day. I do not feel comfortable with electricity. I've said before that I feel pretty comfortable with plumbing, but earlier this week I was literally holding onto a pipe trying to prevent water from spraying into my face. So while I feel comfortable with plumbing, I do it wrong sometimes. And if I do it wrong with plumbing, knowing that I do it wrong with plumbing, when I do it wrong with electricity, you don't know you've done it wrong with electricity until everything's on fire and you're dead. So I don't feel good about electricity. I never have felt good about electricity. I mean, we live in the 21st century. I should know vaguely how to do electricity. I know vaguely, battery, wire, light bulb. I could do basic stuff like that. I could even throw in a switch if I needed to. But I am bad. I do not have. I have the unearned confidence of a middle-aged white man for most things that I need to do, but I do not have the unearned confidence of a middle-aged white man when it comes to plumbing or when it comes to electricity. I don't mind putting together pipes. I don't mind putting together walls. I don't mind doing floor tiles or whatever. In fact, I'm going to stain the floor soon. Give it a nice dark stain, probably copper. I was thinking copper stain on the floor. But I do not have the unearned confidence of a middle-aged white man when it comes to electrical work, because I don't feel confident in that at all. So there you go. There you have it. There you have it, people. All right, it's a little after 9 o'clock. It's time for me to wrap up the show. Thank you, all of you, for joining me. The Sultan of Things, 1814. Sultan of Things, 1814. I want to look that up. I'm curious. Who is the Sultan of Things, 1814? That sounds LTAN of Things. I think I've seen you around. I don't know where I've seen you around. 1814. Sultan of Things, 1814. Well, you don't have any content, so I can't look at what you've done. I think I've seen you around. I do, but I can't remember. I can't recall. It's good to have you around. It's good to have you on board. Good to see you. Also, you, the Milkman's Kid, it's good to see you as well. Thank you for joining me for tonight's show. And Bacon, Jigs, and everybody else who popped in and didn't say anything, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming by. We will be back Wednesday for sure. We'll be back Wednesday for sure. Probably sometime between now and Wednesday. I don't know when exactly. Maybe Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Do another build out that night. I've got to order up my supplies. 1, 2, every 48 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 4 of those. So 11. Jesus Christ. 12, 22 sheetrock boards. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on this side. I'm gonna basically wall this in. I don't know if I'm gonna wall it in. I don't know if I'm gonna finish the sheetrock in my office next week. I have guests coming on Friday, so I need to order the sheetrock to make sure I have enough to enclose the space, but I don't need to have it all finished. You know what I mean? Let's finish this drink. Let's have one more, and then we'll wrap it up. And I've got pizza at home waiting for me, so I'm gonna go home and have some of that. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, try to avoid Bloody Marys at all costs. Enjoy your barbecue however you want to enjoy it. Enjoy your whiskey however you want to enjoy it. May the road always rise up to meet your feet and the wind be at your back. Cheers to you and yours. May you have a very prosperous tomorrow. Good day.